with this idea of criminality, of nuclear deterrence, concerned citizens can proceed to comprehend the inherent illegitimacy and fundamental lawlessness of policies their governments pursue in their names with respect to the maintenance and further development of nuclear weapons systems. Now, the defense made by the nuclear weapons states, and it's not just the United States here I'm criticizing, but all the nuclear weapons states, is that since there exist a few nuclear weapons states in the world community, therefore nuclear weapons must somehow not be criminal, because otherwise these few states would not possess nuclear weapons systems. In lawyers' parlance, this minority of state practice, that is 5 states with nuclear weapons systems under the NPT, somehow negates the existence of a world opinion against nuclear weapons. There's a simple answer to this specious argument. Since when has a gang of criminals, in this case the nuclear weapons states, been able to determine what is legal or illegal for the rest of the world by means of their own criminal behavior? And that is something I think they have not overcome. By what right do nuclear weapon states have to argue, by means of their own criminal behavior, that they have made criminal acts legitimate? No civilized nation would permit a small gang of criminal conspirators to promote its domestic legal order in this manner. Both the Nuremberg Tribunal for trying the Nazi war criminals and the Tokyo Tribunal for trying the Japanese war criminals made it clear that a conspiratorial band of criminal states likewise has no right to opt out of the international legal order by means of invoking their own criminal behavior as the least common denominator of international deportment. I submit the entire human race has been victimized by an international conspiracy of ongoing criminal activity carried out by all the nuclear weapon states under the doctrine of nuclear deterrence, which is really a euphemism for nuclear terrorism. So again, I'm taking the Catholic bishop's argument one step forward to say not only is it immoral, but the whole system is criminal. And we've repeatedly proved this in court in many of the nuclear weapons protest cases I've worked on since 1982. This international criminal conspiracy of nuclear deterrence, nuclear terrorism, practiced by the nuclear weapon states is no different from any other conspiracy by a criminal gang or band. They are the outlaws, and it is up to the rest of us to repress and dissolve this international criminal conspiracy as soon as possible before it destroys all of humanity. And here, one of the themes of today's presentations, the previous two, of course, have been human catastrophes. And I noticed Dr. Umbras had listed nuclear warfare on there. Every person then around the world possesses a basic human right. Again, going back to the Archbishop's speech about human rights. A basic human right to be free from this criminal practice of nuclear deterrence and its specter of nuclear extinction. All human beings possess a basic right under international law to engage in civil resistance activities to prevent, impede, and terminate ongoing commission of international crimes. And we lawyers have successfully argued these points for many years in United States courts. We haven't won all of our cases, but we've won a good deal of them with these points and these arguments. Every citizen of the world has both the right and the duty to oppose the existence of nuclear weapon systems by whatever nonviolent means are at his or her disposal. Otherwise, the human race will suffer the same fate as the dinosaurs and the rhinoceri and everyone else slated for extinction. And the planet Earth will become a radioactive wasteland. The time for preventive action is now. Thank you. I'll take your questions. Yes.
Do you make any distinctions between nuclear weapons that can destroy a whole city or even more, such as Nagasaki and Hiroshima, and tactical nuclear weapons which might have no action and no destruction of life outside a small sphere of activity? For example, if used against an army that is in the process of attacking you, where it would kill no civilians, but just a strict military target.
Right. If you want, my book, The Criminality of Nuclear Deterrence, has all this in there. And the World Court did consider this matter in the use of tactical nuclear weapons in its advisory opinion. And I have an analysis of that here. And they still concluded that these weapons, since they cause undue suffering, they cause radiation, they cause fallout and can't be contained, would still be illegal and criminal, right? The use of these weapons. That, if you're going to defend yourself from conventional weapons, you have to use conventional weapons as well. So this argument, again, was made in defense of TAC nukes by the World Court, by the nuclear weapon states, and the World Court did not accept that argument. Yes?
Electromagnetic pulse weapons, where the nuclear weapon is used.
Right, blow off a nuclear, well, that would certainly violate the Limited Test Ban Treaty and the Outer Space Treaty.